Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is October 28th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. This frontal system out here is going to have no impact here on the state of California. And if we take a look here at the visible satellite imagery, you can see we are largely clear of the marine layer up and down the coastline, maybe just touching portions of San Diego County. There is some fog across some of San Joaquin Valley, is burning off, so do drive slow if you run into some of that. And there's some low clouds into some of the valley areas up across Northwest California. But if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, now's the time to get it set up here before we start to get some of the fall and the winter storms back into the area. No moving parts, zero maintenance, instant online data. I highly recommend this station. Click on the link down below to save 10% off. Now, looking across National Weather Service, Los Angeles, we have red flag warnings out there. We have heat advisories and we have wind advisories as well. So if we take a closer look at that red flag warning, gust of 45 possible, minimum relative humidities are getting quite low, and if fire ignition occurs, conditions are favorable for extreme fire behavior, for rapid fire growth, and long range spotting. Long range spotting is when embers get pushed up into the air and then wind carries them downstream, and those embers can catch additional things on fire. It can skip over highways and stuff like that. So keep your wits about you, be prepared, and do know about that red flag warning in effect. So what is going on here? Well, we've got this high pressure across the interior portions, and we're kicking some of that offshore wind. High to low is how the wind wants to flow, and it pushes out over Southern California. And as it moves down and compresses and moves over this terrain, it really dries out and warms up by the time it gets to Southern California. What the locals know down there is the Santa Ana winds. So if I put that into motion there, you can kind of see that high pressure, then it relinquishes a little, but you do get another high that may stay here through Wednesday night. But by the time you get towards Thursday, we rapidly weaken that gradient here, and the slight onshore flow should return. So if we look at the North American model, you can see this at about 2,500 feet. You can see these north winds already ongoing across some of San Bernardino, Riverside, Imperial County, and some of these offshore winds are, if they're not already where you are across some of Southern California, if you're in the wind-prone locations here, that will be picking up here shortly, and that should continue on in through portions of the day Wednesday, although it will be weakening, and then we go through Thursday. Still a little bit of offshore flow, but by the time we go to Thursday afternoon, start to kick things back onshore. And same thing here, 80-meter wind speed. So you can see that offshore wind flow across the region. And again, kind of the wind-prone locations. You guys know who you are, and if you don't, or if you're new to the area, you can find out. And if you get a little bit of wind today, then you can kind of know what canyons and gaps you're in there, but you can check your individual locations and kind of match things up there. And you can also see these strong winds across some of San Bernardino County, again, out of the north today. That includes some portions of southern Nevada and western Arizona as well. Now, taking a look here at 6-hour precipitation, we're going to look off of the extended forecast. You see that frontal system going through the Pacific Northwest. Then they get an atmospheric river, may just clip portions of Northern California as we go through this upcoming weekend. After that, it looks like we have a chance to start to get a little bit more active. You can see that frontal system perhaps pushing down towards the Bay Area as we go through next week. And then additional storm systems are out there, and we'll continue to watch them. You take this with a grain of salt there, but it is November and things can change, and we can get some active weather at this time of year. So just a heads up for that. There is always hope if you look far enough out in the extended forecast. This is artificial intelligence ensemble mean precipitation as we go through the next couple of weeks. You can see some of that sliding down the state. So there is the potential for it. The artificial intelligence ensembles are really our best tool to look off into the mid and some of the extended ranges of our forecast. But no promises just yet on that precipitation. Continue to check back as I do these videos. So the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook above normal for the West Coast. You can see the above normal signal really bullseyed there across a lot of the Southwest USA, and maybe clipping northern zones as we go through the first week of November. Who knows? Again, no promises with that. So the Patreon page also, check out the Hurricane Melissa video I did yesterday on the Worldwide Weather Watch page, and go ahead and click like and subscribe if you would. Let's try to get the word out about that channel. I'll be doing a couple of videos maybe weekly and trying to pick out some of the bigger weather events across the planet. Also, a Patreon page if you want to donate some of your hard-earned money. That's probably the best way to do it if you're so inclined. But otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow or the next day, depending on how the weather goes, and I will talk to you guys then.